name is Catherine Davenport, and this is for my philosophy of the environment class. And the environmental challenge that I will be addressing today is deforestation. Deforestation is the clearing or removal of trees from a forested area, usually for conversion to non-forest uses like agriculture, urbanization, or logging. This poses as a significant environmental challenge because it primarily disrupts ecosystems, reduces biodiversity, and contributes drastically to climate change. Over here, I put in some picture of examples of deforestation, and you can see the timber extraction being an example, fire happening, edge effects, and extreme droughts. These are all examples of deforestation and some of their impacts and demands. Deforestation is not something new to our environment. It's been happening for a while. It's been happening over 10,000 years, and overall the world has lost 1/3 of its forest. Usually these are cleared to grow crops, raise livestock, and use as fuel wood. And agriculture is the leading cause for deforestation and accounts for 80% of it. I put over here tropical deforestation statistics, and you can see that 71% is due to commercial agriculture, 49% is due to illegal conversion for commercial agriculture, and 24% is illegal conversion for commercial agriculture for exports, showing that the main cause of it is due to agriculture. The public should care about this environmental problem because it's only becoming more relevant in today's day and age. You'll see later in the presentation that these wildfires are increasing and deforestation is increasing. It's also escalating with the major social media attention and pressure. The media has been bringing awareness to this problem and bringing more insights of how to prevent them and solutions for them. Also, why they are being caused, informing the public. This challenge can negatively impact individuals because it increases risks of diseases, loss of livelihoods, flooding, erosions, food scarcity, pollution, and a decline in human health and well-being. Deforestation can lead to a domino effect of environmental, social, and economic issues within a state or country. Something that we've seen in the media a lot, and as a huge example, are the California wildfires. There's been major fires happening, the most famous one and last one occurring on January 7th, 2025, just this past year. All of these forest fires are not naturally occurring, however. Some are human-made, for example, arson or cutting them down, and then some are naturally made. For example, we could see that with these last Palisades fires. The cause of it might have been due to a reignition of a firework being set off on New Year's Eve. And we can see by this graph that the number of acres burned in California has been rising tremendously throughout the years since 2010 to 2020. And that this is becoming a bigger problem. However, deforestation can have a positive effect. While deforestation's negative effects outweigh the positive effects, I think it's important to know that there are some positive effects to deforestation and to why our community does do human-made deforestation and the reasonings behind it. And that is because it opens up employment for a lot of workers and laborers. It also provides economic growth, having a bunch of resources and potential for development, what that land could be used for. There's also an improvement sometimes of habitats for certain species, especially for woodland creatures who are better in deforested areas like deer. It also brings in younger plants and species that could be wiped clear from old ones that were taking up space, and also large clearings of land which can be used to grow crops, have livestock, or be urbanized. However, I do have to note that the negatives completely outweigh the positives. So, a potential solution for this environmental problem is the organization CALS Fires, focusing on being a forest health program. This is an organization based out in California, help with deforestation and forest fires. They're the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. They're active in restoration and reforestation, providing a more resilient and sustained forest to ensure future existence of forests, while mitigating climate change, protecting societies from risks such as air and water pollution, while strengthening other areas of their land. According to their website, through grants to their regional-based partners and collaboratives, CAL FIRE seeks to significantly increase fuel management, fire reintroductions, treatment of degraded areas, and conservation of forests. Their partners include local, state, and federal agencies, private landowners, and other nonprofits. This solution addresses the problem by rebuilding and helping the forest recover from deforestation and helping them get back to a functioning state and thriving ecosystem. It also addresses the major problem of climate change. Deforestation releases stored carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases, which contribute to global warming. By reducing these releases of gases, we can slow down climate change. Deforestation accounts for 10 to 20% of climate change. That's a huge chunk that could be reduced extremely if we stop cutting down our trees or having wildfires that are human-made. Here is a diagram that shows the flow of CO2 and oxygen in the atmosphere. You can see that all of the CO2 particles are going into the tree. And when deforestation happens, all of those gases that are in the tree are released, which can be very crucial to the environment and to the individuals living in that area, polluting the air. So CAL FIRE's solution for this is they've been planting 8.8 million trees since 2018 for reforestation, which this is the growing and nurturing of trees to help maintain healthy nature benefits. And this organization also produces 250,000 of trees each year. These trees usually start in nurseries, which is where seedling and young trees are raised until the trees are ready for their permanent location and are grown enough. Currently, CAL FIRES only has one nursery located in Davis, California. This could be a shortcoming for the solution, however, because of the limited resource, only having one nursery and the loss of areas. This is because not all land can be recovered. And I put in a graph of the money spent by CAL FIRE on fire suppression, and you can see that's drastically increased throughout the years and exponentially, and it has hit new heights in 2020. So in conclusion, well, CAL FIRES is a promotive, active organization for creating solutions for wildfires and helping resolve climate change. Having only one nursery could be a limit and a shortcoming. and not all the land can be recovered from deforestation, but we can also do our individual part to help deforestation and to reduce climate change by recycling, reducing paper use, using technology to prevent deforestation, and creating policies and protecting our natural land and parks, ones that support sustainable practices. I put over here, which I thought was pretty cool, a map of all the California national parks. And usually these parks have rules and laws that apply to them that have been helping save our forest from human-made deforestation. And these are my resources. Thank you.